Hello everybody, today I'm doing a review video, which is kind of new for my content, and I'm reviewing the newest game from Bad Ideas Productions, The Salesman! I don't want to on the intro, so let's just dive right into what makes this game special, what could be improved, and my overall opinion. Also, obviously a major spoiler warning, as I'm going to be talking about this entire game. The Salesman is a horror game where you play as Johnny Razor, I guess? I don't really know who you play as, is because it's never explained, but the main thing you need to know about our main character is that he was just fired from this corporation called Chroma Corp. Yeah, really great name. and is voiced by Johnny Razor himself. In The Salesman, you run around your house doing everyday tasks while trying to find a job in the modern crippling job market. That's the first thing I think this game really excels in. Its story really drives home that you are struggling to hang on to whatever you have left. This is evident as no job will hire you, and you haven't spoken with your parents in months. Every single thing you eat or make in this game is also an instant food, like noodles or, like instant coffee, implying that we, are struggling so much we don't even bother to make proper food. We just put noodles in the microwave. We don't even put water in the noodles. We put noodles in the microwave and we just eat them dry, which is really sad. Even the map reflects this. It's always foggy, you can't see, possibly meaning that we feel entrapped and depressed, by our emotions in this neighborhood. There's no other person, so we probably feel alone and there's nobody to help us. More likely, though, this is just game design, so they don't have the model and code and a bunch of NPCs. And if you try and leave the map, the fog will encapsulate you, putting you back to your house, which from a game design perspective makes sense, but it could also tie back to the feeling of being trapped, and you can't leave or do anything else. You're trapped in your life. You can't do anything else with your life. The corporation that fired us, as I said before, is called Chroma Corp, and they are very, very, very resilient on taking away our devices. They're very, invasive company, you know what I mean? They, flash you with ads all over the place to, buy their product and things like that. It's free! The #1 rated salesman, Spamton G. Nah, I'm joking. But they want you to sell your devices to them so they can give you, microwaves and fridges that have ads on them so you buy more of their devices. Which is really, driving home, this kind of futuristic storytelling of it being, dystopian, kind of. It's just ads everywhere. Even the billboards in the map, originally it's, advertisement for Johnny's other games, but no, it gets swapped to the Salesman ads! It kind of gets, crazy with all the ads everywhere, which really represents the dystopian feeling. But this does work, apparently, as our main character buys, 3 of their ads, because he needs money. But that's basically the whole game, kind of, which brings me up to the first negative of the game, is the gameplay. The gameplay is not very good. There's not much to do. You just wake up, make coffee, go to your computer, find a job, try to find a job, you can't find a job, make dinner, maybe lift something and bring it into your house, and then go to bed. And maybe scroll on, whatever app you're using. There's no app, you just scroll on your phone. It gets very boring and repetitive, and I think that a good way to fix this, devs if you're watching, would be to add some achievements that the player can do throughout the day. For example, the day after we get the letter from our parents, what if we could call and talk to them? Our parents sent us a letter saying that we haven't been answering their calls or we haven't talked to them in a while, so what if we could just, pick up a phone decoration somewhere and just call them and we get an achievement for that. I think it would really add another level of detail and just break up that repetitive gameplay loop a little. On to our next positive with this game, though. The dialogue is hilarious. And you might be thinking, well, Moldy idiot, if the dialogue is funny, doesn't that mean it's not scary anymore? And yes, that is exactly what it is and why it is so good. The stupid shorts of Johnny just being Johnny in between the ads of the Chroma Corp swiping slop made me put my guard down. Like, that is really hard to do for me. When I play FNAF or any other horror game, I'm not like a horror buff, okay? I don't do horror games really. So I normally have like a shield up, like a mental shield. I prepare myself for like things consistently. So these stupid like Johnny shorts are so funny that I let my guard down and I'm like open to a jump scare like for a short amount of time. Trying to like get me back.
What's up? It's Sigma Jeremy.
Oh my god, bro.
This is my friend Filbert. Look at how disgusting and bald he is. He has no huzz, no motion. But after eating Sigma supplements for just a week, look at him now, covered in huzz. This could be you. Click my shop link right now. What's up? It's...
Like, seriously, it's... Oh my god, he did so good with doing that. But the biggest thing that's wrong with this game is that there's barely any jump scares. They make me put my guard down with stupid videos, and then there's like 4 jump scares throughout the game, only which like one of them is on the stupid phone scrolling thing, and the other 2 are just like random piano bashes, and the salesman just like, "Hello, I'm the salesman," and then disappearing again, which kind of sucks because they had a really good like horror character, you know, like this dude with a top hat and a suit, like, you know what I mean? He looks super scary. He's got the shade over his eyes, and then the design choice to make his eyes pop out like blood red and his face like dripping whenever he wants to be scary. Like, that's really cool, but it's never utilized. It's only utilized like twice, maybe in some picture frames in the later nights. It's kind of sad because he did have a lot of opportunities to be scary. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the endings of this game. They are very, very simple. You answer one yes or no question, and then the #1 rated salesman either drives you insane with ads all over your house, like literally on the walls, on the ceiling, you can't leave, or just snaps your neck. you just die. Which makes the end of the game feel really lackluster and anticlimactic after all the build-up of this salesman character and like not finding a job and things, and like lore implications that I talked about earlier. I mean, I think like we could have had a way better ending than what we got, but I have to give them credit. This is their first game. They don't, like, Johnny doesn't know what he's doing yet for story writing, and he did a pretty good job. So, like, you know, he did good. That's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't really like scared for the ending though, which was kind of like sad, you know, like the horror game ending is supposed to make you like scared or anticipating something else, or like make you feel relieved at like what happened to the character and like that their life is better or like worse or what happened. But nothing, I didn't really have an emotion. I was just kind of confused, really, and I was also kind of happy for the game to be over. I was slowly losing my mind. If you watch the VOD, I'm probably gonna insert a clip here, but like, I was losing my mind. I wanted to be done, like, by night 6. So, jump scare?
You know what? I don't feel like selling anything this time. I'm kind of out of ideas here.
Okay.
Literally everything. So it's like, what's even left?
Real.
Automotive, retail, appliances, real estate, investing, tech, medicine, like in every industry, Chroma Corp is there. And not only are we there, we're like the best at it. So like, whatever you need, Chroma Corp has you covered. Is that good enough for the ad?
The salesman's actually losing his mind too. We're both losing it. I don't know. The endings definitely needed a bit of improvement, but pretty good for their first game. For suggestions for the endings, though, I think the first ending is fine. You know, you take his offer, he fills you with ads. That's what you signed up for, you know. But the second one, they could have had like a boss fight. You know, you like slam the door in the salesman's face before he can kill you, and then you like fight off ads on all of the appliances that you've got throughout the game, and the salesman himself. So you're like defending windows with like curtains, and you're like closing the door and stuff like that. And at the end, like something happens. You like defeat the salesman, or you sue him into oblivion or something, and you're just kind of like, yeah, you did it. You're in the clear. Your life will get better. You're gonna get a job. You know what I mean? And I understand why this wasn't done. The team had deadlines. Like, I know how game development works. I'm a game developer myself, you know. Not a very good one. I don't think I could do this at my level. But I do understand why this wasn't done. And clearly, this isn't their main project. Like, this is a side project. It's their first game. Limp Knight and Mushroom Kids. Mushroom Kids isn't really their main project. It's just kind of like something that they're publishing. But Limp Knight is definitely their main project. So I can see why Salesman kind of got pushed to the side a little bit for Limp Knight. But it's kind of a shame he did, because I feel like we could have gotten a little bit of a better, like, ending and area for the Salesman. And this is the part where I give my overall thoughts on the game, listing the negatives, the positives, and the meh. First off, I want to say that the art is done really good. Like, it's amazing, and it really makes the game shine. I like kind of like the web fishing type style art, you know, like that polygoned, holy voice crack, that polygoned kind of look that just makes it look really good, and kind of that horror aesthetic with it. Along with the story being, like, phenomenal. The story is insane. Johnny did a really good job for his first time. And there being references around every corner. Like, there's Bundun references, there's Toon Turf references, there's Dano references, there's references to other games that he's made, there's references to, like, probably indie games that I haven't seen. I saw so much on every corner, and there, like, every just shelf is packed. There's probably a lot that I haven't even seen, and there's just random bits. Like, when you try and find a job, you'll look at the computer, and you'll see the computer. I'll insert, like, a screenshot here. I don't remember what it says, but it's hilarious. Like, pause the video. Screenshot here, pause to read it, but it's hilarious. Or, no, actually, I'll insert a stream clip. It's so funny. And it just kind of breaks it up and makes it a lot more lighter of a mood. And I also like how stupid our main character is. Like, our main character eats the blender, and his trash can is full every single day, even though we only throw, like, a ramen cup a day, and it's just really funny, kind of. I like that, even though that's not probably intentional. It's just, it's really funny. But the metaphorical meaning of this game, like the serious meaning of this game, is also really good, and it shows how much passion and thought was put into this game and the story. And also, Johnny's voice acting is phenomenal. Like, I thought the Salesman was VA'd by someone else, but now, Johnny VA'd the Salesman and our main character. There's only a couple times where you can, like, really hear his voice. The other times it sounds like he's putting on an impression, like, he does a really good impression of the Salesman, even though it's edited clearly, but, like, you can definitely, like, it's so, like, reactive. I don't know, I'm not the greatest voice actor, like, but he did a really good job, and honestly, I love it so much. The Salesman is such a good character. However, with the good sides comes the downsides, as most games do. Most rooms in this game are never used. Like, we never go into the bathroom. The bathroom, you could just flush a toilet or open and close a curtain. That's it. Like, you never use the bathroom, or you never explore the neighborhood. There's this giant neighborhood, and we don't do anything with it. We don't go into someone's house and, like, ask them for help or anything, or no. We just, you know, stay in our little house, you know? The gameplay is super repetitive, and it gets boring real fast. Like, I already kind of touched upon this, but, like, you know, coffee, like, coffee job, do something, supper, take out trash, bed. That's kind of what it is. But I think a couple things to shake it up would really make it better. There are a decent amount of bugs in the game which can break the immersion, but this reason doesn't really count, as the team's trying to squash bugs, probably as I'm recording this video. Like, I've seen them talking about killing bugs already. There's a bug report section in the Discord, so, like, you know, I can't really complain about bugs. I only got, like, a couple of them through my playthrough, so they did a pretty good job squashing them. Before we rank the Salesman, though, okay, this is the ranking part. We're gonna rank something now. I'm going to tell you about my ranking system, okay? This is my first ever review video, so I'm gonna set up a standard for a ranking system here. Now, I'm gonna rank each game I review from now on out of 10 points, 1 to 10 scale. We know this, like IGN does it, all the major reviewers do it, 1 to 10, whatever, that works. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, we know this. But they have special titles, so the bad ideas inspired me for review scores. We're gonna have bad idea review scores, guys. This is peak. So if a game is rated 1, they get an actual bad idea award. So this game is trash. I'm sorry. If you get a 1, you're garbage. This is an actual bad idea, and it was executed horribly. If I don't expect any game to get a 1. Like, it'd have to be bad. Like heartbound bad. Yes, I just cooked heartbound in the same sentence. If you get a 1 to a 4, they get the good idea badge, which is the opposite of a bad idea. As we all know, bad ideas are the best ones. So it was it was a good idea, but it was executed poorly. Or, well, I mean, it was like, you get what I mean. A good idea means a bad idea, and a bad idea means a good idea. You know what I mean, right? Like, this isn't confusing at all, right? right. From 4 to 6, we have a mediocrity idea. So, you know, it's mediocre. It's a meh. It was a meh idea. It was meh overall. You know, there were good parts of it. There were bad parts of it. Meh. If you get a 6 to a 9, you get the bad idea badge, which is the second highest badge. You know, bad game idea. You're stuck in a hotel or something, and the hotel is, like, flooding. Bad game idea. So peak. But finally, if you get a 10, then you get the great idea badge. This one is where the reverse rules don't apply. This is a great idea. It was executed greatly. It was just really phenomenal game. Like, you did a really good job. I'm hoping for Limp Knight to be in the great idea tier, but I don't know. Anyways, let me actually rank the game. I will give you my score here. That being said, my ranking for The Salesman is... Give me drum roll sound effects here. 5.5 out of 10. Okay? Now, if there's a dev watching this, please don't take this as offensive, okay? I know you're probably hearing this. You're like, oh man, I got a mediocre idea. I put like 17 months into this or something. But I think you guys did a really first job. I think you guys did a really great job for your first game. It lacks the good gameplay, which is why I put it so low. The jump scares kind of killed me, which is like, that boosted its rating a lot, but there wasn't enough of them, and it wasn't really scary. But for your first game, I think you did a really good job, and I think this studio is really promising, and I'm really excited for Mushroom Kid's Big Grass Sword and Limp Knight. Limp Knight seems so peak. But another thing with this game that I didn't mention, which also kind of bunked down its review, is you don't get a choice. Story-driven games are really good, but they need to have choice and branching paths. This game, the gameplay is boring, and you just do one thing. There's no, like, there is another ending, but all you do is one other dialogue option. There's no, like, multiple steps together. It's not like a Snowgrave route from Deltarune. You're just kind of shoved along the path and, like, forced into it, you know? Like, you know what I mean? If it was something else, like you had multiple paths, or like you had to water like some plants or something, I don't know. I'm just throwing random ideas out there, but if you had to do something else and select other dialogue options and do something complicated to be able to like defeat the salesman, I think that would be a lot better. But again, their first game, they did really good, and there's no replayability. It's a very story-based game, which is good. I like story-based games, but sometimes they need to have replayability too, which kind of ties into the different dialogue options that I was talking about, because, you know, with different dialogue options, you can replay the game just to get those other options. With this, you kind of just like, well, what's the point of replaying it? Other than speedrunning, which I will be doing. I'm probably gonna put like a live stream link or some description here. That's gonna be it for this review, though. If you do want to see me review other games, tell me the name of the game in the comments below, and have yourselves a good day. See you